welcome to Dave's Song Factory. It's that time of the day again. This is Dave's Song Factory number 11. So thank you for hooking up with me tonight. And tonight I'm going to talk about the best song I ever wrote. Well, you know, for a while I thought it was. Anyway, and then I want to play it here, obviously, and I want to play you a cupboard song, another one of them songs out the cupboard that hardly anybody's ever heard. I think I did one last week. I did Redshift, didn't I, last week? Which was this one's even deeper in the cupboard. This one tonight is a song called Freedom, and anyway, and I want to sing you a song from the Signz album. And I want to tell you a story about an Earthrise track that we were doing way back in the day, me and Richard. Okay, well, as I said, I'm going to talk to you a bit about a song which I thought was the best song I'd ever written. It was just, it took me absolutely ages to write it. It went through so many changes. I had a look today, and I made a list out of all the versions that I've got of it, and there's 10 of them here. Like all on this piece of paper, I've got a list of them. Mind you, I can't find them all because a lot of them are on 1/4-inch tapes, which I can't directly play. I've got to send them off to be digitised to play them. So, but anyway, one of the days I'll get round to doing it. But this is a song. Some of you who know my work will know what I'm talking about. It's a song called Paradise Garden. It took me ages to write it. It's about 5 minutes long. Some of the versions are like 8 minutes long. It just goes on forever. And here's what it sounded like. This is one of the early versions. That's Bob Daffin there.
While my woman blows the whistle of the 10:15 to Houston, and if she once had some principles, well now she's loosed them go so she could know how it feels, pulling strokes and making deals, setting spokes inside the wheels of the Utopian Express.
The Utopian Express, lads. Oh yeah. Is that it then? No, it's going to keep on going. Anyway, that's enough of that. Look, that's one of the early ones, and that version was actually done on the Morgan Cleary album. And let me put that out of its misery. That was an album, in fact, that I didn't get out until, when was that? That was last year or the year before, I forget now. But the Morgan Cleary album finally came out, got itself out of its cupboard, and that version is on there. That's one of the early versions of that song, though, and it's got a great long end on it. I wonder if we've got the end to it. Oh yeah, we've got the. Look, listen to this. Is the end bit of it. Look, check this out. thought it would have ended by now. It goes on for ages. This is this the end? It's the end. It is. Yeah, that's. Yeah, well, that it's got quite a long end bit of those rather strange chords. And as I say, that was an early version of that song, Paradise Garden. And you know, in the first verse there, I noticed it said, "My woman blows the whistle for the 10:15 to Euston, and if she once had some principles, well now she's if she once had some principles." But actually, the words were, "If I once had some principles, well now I've loosed them go, so that I could tell." So what's he say? So I could. Anyway, and the next version I'm going to play has the final words on, which were the correct words. I don't know why I blamed it onto the lady there. But it said it was, you know, she was the one, but when it was me all along. But anyway, I finally owned up and got the words right, and we made a really good version of this song with Martin Smith right in this room here. We did all the work for it in here. It took a lot of work to get it, to put it together. I think it's ready to go. Let's just see what's ready to go. This is the one here.
Well, now I've loosed them go so that I know how it feels. Pulling strokes and making deals, setting spokes inside the wheels of the Utopian Express. And then my lover, she's the mother of my hopes and aspirations. She's the keeper of my morals and my expectations. She's a virgin in forgiveness and a whore in self-destruction, and a master of that moment when you're hanging on a rope. And at night I dream I'm falling from her 30-story window as she pushes me and cries out, "God have mercy on my soul." Then she flies into the darkness with her makeup man beside her, and I stand helplessly watching as the gulf gets wider, crying, "Please take your greed, leave me alone. I've enough of my own." And when paradise's garden isn't where you would be, listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me.
Yeah, so that's verse 1, and up is coming verse 2 now, which is just about the same length. It's got this little interlude in between. Here it comes now.
Oh, the devil is alive and well and living on Manhattan. He's committed to a scientific course of action, and his legions, they are many, and they answer unto no one, and their promise is as heavy as the fog of Galilee. dancers. Better leave your pride behind you and go hide beneath your shadow, lest the good Lord find you. And said, mind you, now what you doing? Have you spent all that I gave you? Are you broken now in spirit as your minutes are in years? Are you waiting for the scientist to come up with an answer and to cut away the cancer of your discontented mind? Well, Frankenstein's in town, and I can lead you to his window where Cinderella dances in the eternal limbo. Find help, save yourself if you can, and the fairy tale land. And now paradise has started slipping back to the sea. Listen to me. Listen to me. Oh, listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me.
Yeah, well, that's quite an epic song. I'll let you all play through because once it gets going, it's hard to know a place really where you can get out of it. But it's just got those two verses to it, ending with the statements about Paradise Garden, implying the modern world, the paradise that we've made, and the fact that, well, whatever, it makes a whole lot of statements in there. You know, in the first verse, it took me so long to write this. There was different characters in it. The girl, my woman blows the whistle for the 10:15 to Euston. I don't know if the 10:15 still goes to Euston, but it used to go every day out of New Street, wee down that railway line to Euston, and 10:15 every 15 past the hour. It probably still does, but and then later on, as I was writing the song, I was in New York, and I used to visit an attorney on the 30th floor of a building in Times Square. And so that bit about, and at night I dream I'm falling from her 30-story window as she pushes me and cries out, God have mercy on his soul. So that bit crept in there. And of course there's all kinds of imagery in it. And like I say, I just wanted to play that and to placard it as a song that I thought it was the best one I'd ever written at the time. And listening to it again, it's pretty okay. I like it. Sorry, I can't actually sing it live because there's already a vocal on that track, and I'm not going to try and better that. That's a good vocal. I'll have to make a backing track of that so that I can actually sing it live, because it's a good song to get stuck into live, you know. Anyway, I mentioned to you about another cupboard song, didn't I? And I found this other one. Last week we were talking about Redshift, and somebody pointed out to me that Redshift came out on an album called Freedom with an apostrophe at the end. Freedom apostrophe. Is that right? Apostrophe and no, exclamation mark. So that dink, you know, dink, one of them at the end. And yeah, this song came out on this mini album of it had 3 or 4 songs on this record, and Redshift was one of them. And the album was called Freedom. Well, this is the song from the Freedom song. Let me play you this, because this has got quite a story to it as well.
Sunrise on the Danube Delta, How many years have I spent walking down this road? Oh, how many lives have I been sold?
Yeah, so look, I quite like that playing with those kind of strained chords behind it. They kind of go with it nice. Any of you musical guys out there will want to know that those are chords without any thirds in them, so you can't tell whether they're a major or a minor, and they seem to work really good with that tune. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record that track is already mixed, and I don't have access to the individual stems from it, but I can remodel that with this guitar on top of it, with that feel on top of it, which I think will really help the track along. And I'll put that on my Patreon place for all you guys who are hooked up to the Patreon thing. So I'll do that in time before next week's due. How are we doing for time, by the way? Oh, we're doing good, yeah. Okay, well, I said I was going to play you a song off the... Oh, hang on. That song, Freedom, yeah. I got to tell you, that song is quite an epic itself, because it goes on quite a long while, and as you can tell, and it goes through... There's quite a few little bits and pieces of it, and they're all a bit odd. It does repeat itself slightly. The lick keeps coming in. Da 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 da. That keeps coming back in, but a bit louder. Oh, my wife says I'm a little bit quiet, so I'm going to move close to the mic. How about if I turn it up as well? How about that? That's it. Is that better? Where was I? Yes. That song took quite a while to put together, and it was all built around the experiences of my Romanian friend, who I met shortly after the Romanian Revolution, and I'm still pals with him now. He lives in Italy now, but I met him in Romania, and he told me some stuff that went on in his experiences, you know, in Romania during that time, and so I put his experiences into that song. Really, there's a lot of poetic license with it, by the way. They're not strictly his experiences, but they are my interpretation of the kind of feeling he gave me of the place, and the overarching feeling, or rather the compulsion to operate in fear. Just you're scared of getting into trouble with the next guy above you, and he's scared of getting into trouble from the next guy above him, and the whole thing was a fear operated thing, and he painted this picture of it, and I put some of that into that song called Freedom, because freedom is I realised from meeting some other folk out there what a valuable thing freedom is, and if I've got one thing that I'm talking about in the new album I'm bringing out, it's really the freedoms that we're set to lose if we're not careful, right in the era we're living in. So anyway, that's I don't want to go on about that, or maybe I do, because this next song is not a million miles away from what I've just been saying. This is a song from the Signz album, and I'm gonna try and sing it to you. I've got a bit of a wobbly, bad throat today, but I've had a cough drop, and I'm going to give it a go. And here we go. And it's a song from the Signz album, and it's called Tinai. trust you? Can I leave it to you?
What have I got to do?
Tina, can I trust you? Will you tell me what's true?
Will you tell me what's new?
Now I'm sitting down, tell me a story. Please don't make it sad, don't let it bore me. Tell me, my friend, does this tale have an end? Or does it just go on and on? Like the drip of the tap or the rat-tat-tat-tat of a gun. Tonight, can I trust you? I'd like to think that I could.
Like to think I could.
Tina, can I trust you? Is your credit all good?
Is it good?
Look me in the eye and tell me what's happening. Don't leave the bits out, 'cause they're not flattering. Tell me, my friend, does this tale ever end? Or does it just go on and on? Like a whirlwind that blows round and round, back to where it come from. My split screen life is at your beck and call. You read your lives up at, and I've heard them all. Oh, yeah. I'm eating what you're feeding me. I'm going where you're leading me. It's rocking or spinning me in solid state insanity. Tina, can I trust you? Tina, can I trust you? Can I trust you? I'd like to think that I could. Like to think I could. Yeah, a song called Tinai. And a lot of people have said to me, what on earth is that about, Dave? Tinai? There was a guy in Foyle's Ward. You ever watch Foyle's Ward? It's great. And there was a character in Foyle's Ward who was called Tinai because he had a patch over his eye, some military chap with a thing on his eye. But no, it's nothing to do with that. Tinai is actually a gobbledygook way, my gobbledygook way of talking about TNI, Tinai, and TNI stands for the Trusted News Initiative. And would you believe that was something that was set up by the BBC, initiated by the BBC, should I say, in cahoots with a lot of other people. In fact, all the major news outlets all over the world And I'm talking people like Reuters and CNN and Google, Facebook, Washington Post, all the big outlets all over the world. And the BBC initiated a thing called the Trusted News Initiative, where they all say the same narrative. They did this at the start of the COVID thing, so that all around the world they were talking masks, they were talking jabs, they were talking lockdowns. It wasn't just in one country, it was wherever you went. And this all came from this TNI. Now this thing, you see, TNI, cannot trust you. It can be a good thing. They certainly would say that. They'd say it's to do with having the correct social messages sent so that we don't damage society by, having narratives go out which aren't going to help us in a difficult time. There's a justification to it. There was also a justification, might I add, to Goebbels' Ministry of Propaganda, and in the 60s, the Americans had a thing called Operation Mockingbird, which was putting out news items to news companies, which is a very similar thing. But this is global, or rather, it's not completely global, but it's all the Western world is under this TNI thing, and it's still under it. And I really got plugged into this, and I wrote the song about it. And then I found out that Robert F. Kennedy, one of the, obviously, of the Kennedy family, is running for president in America, and he's in litigation with TNI because they have censored him. They've stopped him having a platform on their program. You've never seen Robert F. Kennedy on BBC, have you? Or on CNN, or he may have been on CNN now, just briefly, more recently. But they've really tried to completely ignore him. Anyway, there we go. Look, I'm going off into all that. I've also said to you, I'm going to play you something or tell you something, a story about an Earthrise track. And it's a bit late, but go on, we can. You're all right for a few minutes, aren't you? And making records can be absolute. You can have a lot of fun making records, and it's really hard work, but we have a lot of fun. And when we were making the record Earthrise, we were locked in the studio down to a place called Ridge Farm, and we were there for ages. And I was recording, in the middle of recording a song called Pictures in My Pillow. And actually that title there, Pictures in My Pillow, do you know what? That came, when I think back, that came from a roadie, an American roadie who was staying with me here in my house here while we were on tour with ELO. Must have been the European bit of the tour, obviously. And one night he says, "Okay, I'm going to go and get some pictures in my pillow." And I said, "What do you mean? What's that?" And he said, "It's what my mum used to say when to get me to go to bed. Go and go to bed, and you'll get pictures in your pillow." And to try and get him in bed when he didn't want to go. So I thought, what a beautiful little phrase that is. So I wrote this song called Pictures in My Pillow. Obviously, there were pictures in my pillow and not his, because it ended up being talking about having a nightmare. So, for example, he's got this bit in it. Look, where is it? Oh yeah. Here we go. That dream's like a robber's knife. To get you in the night. Red lights flashing at your brain. So we meet again. Then he goes off into this bit and does this big thing where he talks about pictures of my pillow. Pictures in my pillow at night, I turn down the lights and I see the ghost of yesterday's pain. Anyway, he gets himself through the night, and he's so chuffed that he's made it through the night that he comes to this next bit here, and he says, this was coming up, I think, anytime now. Morning's come, and it's hard to believe my luck. I'm alive and the sun is up. The sky's a pearly blue. Yeah, the sun is up. Morning's come and the sun is up. I'm alive. And he's so chuffed. And we just going to check something. Yeah. Yeah, that's got the one. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that one there. Right. Yeah. So anyway, where was I? Yes. So that song, so it talks about having bad dreams, and then you get through the night and you go, thank heaven it was only a dream, and you know it's morning. Hallelujah. There we go. And I'm in the studio, so I'm on my own in the studio singing all the bits for that song. I had to build all the vocal bits up one at a time. And Richard Tandy was in the control room with the engineer Steve Lipson, and they're just talking to me through the cans, and they can see me on a television monitor, but I can't see them. I'm just stuck in a room on my own, and I'm doing all the bits, and I do one bit, and I say, "Okay, Richie." He said, "Yeah, let's do the next bit." So we do the next bit, and the next bit, and the next bit, and then one time I'm doing that bit of the song there that you've just heard, and morning's come, and it's hard to believe my luck. I'm alive, and the sun is up. Doing all that bit there, and I've sung a bit, and I say, "Was that all right, Rich?" Hello, Rich. You there? Rich, you there? Nothing. Not a thing. I'm like, what's the matter? You know, they've gone home or something, or this is bust. It's all gone off. And hello, anybody there? And then finally they break in, and when they break into the my cans, all I can hear is like they're all cracked up in laughter. They're all doubled up. And Richard says, "Oh, sorry, Dave." So and he comes on and he says, "You better come up here." He says, "No, because he can't speak. He's just doubled up." And I'm thinking, what's going on? What what was so funny about that? So I take my cans off and I go up into the control room and I go in there, and they're sitting there, the two of them, tears coming down their eyes. And I said, "What's all that about then?" He said, "It was just when you was doing that bit there, Dave. Morning's come and it's hard to believe my luck." He said, I had this vision come in my mind of a Roman emperor, and he comes out one morning onto his balcony, and he looks down below, and there's all the crowd there, all these subjects there. They're all down there, and he comes down, looks down at me, says, "Morning, scum," and that was it. That doubled them up in laughter. And as soon as I heard it, I was doubled up too, because you just can't hear that song ever again without hearing that. Morning's come, and it's hard to believe my love. So I just wanted to tell you, because that crowd is such a lot of laughter, and as a matter of fact, me and Richard were talking about it the other day, just having a bit of a giggle, because it was just a classic. Richard's very good with words, he often makes clever little words of them. That's one of his clever little takes on that line in that song, which is "Pictures in My Pillow on the Earth Rise." I'm sorry about that. I'll probably ruin that song for somebody, but anyway, I hope that bless you to know this is the sort of nonsense that goes on behind the scenes. What have I got to tell you? I've got to tell you, next week Steve Gibbons is going to come by, and I don't think we're going to fit in here, but we might do. But we might have to go to plan B, I don't know. But anyway, we're going to get Steve in here, and he's going to come and I dare say he'll sing us a song or two, and maybe I'll accompany him or whatever. I was with him this week, and I said, I do a video thingy every week. Why don't you come and join me on it? And so he's going to come next week. So let me see where we are. So look, all that remains for me to say, thanks guys, thanks for hooking up to me this Thursday again, and check out my Patreon site. Those of you guys who've got or onto that, I'll be sticking that one song up, Freedom Song, with a bit of editing on that to make that sound good. And okay, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.